on YouTube, shouldn't I?
If I just opened it on YouTube, I was like, I better.
Yeah, right? Is it just gonna be us? Because that's fine.
It might be, and that's fine.
Oh, Tamika got her digital reading journal up.
Yeah, right? Is it just gonna be us? Because that's mute that.
She 100% forgot to put it live. Schedule it. Shit, I forgot, and I was like, oh. I was like, just go make it live now.
That's funny. So she like posted it but didn't make it available.
Yeah. Because I told her, I was like, mine's going up at this time. And she never went back.
That's hilarious.
And I hadn't even noticed yet. So, I mean, it's fine. It happened.
Well, I just barely saw it. So it must have just barely gone live. That's what I'm guessing.
In the last hour, I think it went up. Maybe 40 minutes.
Yeah, who knows?
Something like that.
That's funny.
All right. Well, I don't know. Let's just go ahead and get this started because I'm sure people will watch it back later. So, hi, whoever's watching this, whenever you're watching this.
Oh, hi, Dylan.
Hey, the host of this particular productivity stream. I'm sure you know who I am if you're on this channel. So, hi, welcome. I have a couple of friends with me today, so I'll let them introduce themselves and where you can find them.
Which direction are we going?
In the chat. There we go.
You go, Izzy.
All right. Hi, I'm Izzy from Happy for Now. I'm gonna be editing today during our productivity, so that'll be fun.
Nice.
Get that done.
Nice. Yeah, I'm Jen from the Book Refuge, like my name tag says over here. What am I doing today? I am working my way through The Viscount Who Loved Me. I don't have.
That's one of the Bridgerton books, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I have not read the whole series. I'm clarifying for my sake. No. Anybody else?
I'm just saying yes, and hopefully less controversial for some people than others. But that's all right. I personally think that the controversialness of something is what makes it an interesting story, but some people disagree.
I agree.
Because sometimes
I think that anyway, Crystal and I were having a wonderful talk about this because I think that it's not like to say a book like I'm taking a star down from a book because it has a thing in there. I'm saying, okay, but what is the author doing? Did the author do this on purpose so we could talk about what's happening? Or did they do it backhandedly and you're like, wow, that was insensitive? My personal opinion is that the author of this book didn't do that because she thought it was okay. She did it because it fucked up, messed up. I'm sorry, I shouldn't swear under. Messed up.
You're okay.
I'm the worst. I'm a potty mouth.
You're fine.
Shut up, Google. Jeez, Google's listening to me. It's not like if the author does something like that for us to talk about it, we shouldn't just like cancel the book. Like she didn't do it because she thought it was right. Right? Anyway. I'm the
person that like there's a certain word that comes up in sex scenes that it just pulls me out of the story so hard that I can't, like, I have to knock something down and then I judge how
sure
based on like how often the word is used because it just experience. So that's the only reason why like I do something like that.
That's a style choice of writing. Like I agree. Like if one word is used too much or something. But my point is so a lot of comments that's coming up, sorry, this is a diatribe, but it's on my head, is that the author that they've done this in a different way. And I was like, but then that's a different book. Like the point, she did it this way, and let's talk about what was done this way. Don't just say, oh, I wish this was done a different way. And I'm like, no, but she's choosing to do it that way. So let's talk about why. Why did the author do it this way? What are they? And it's not like I like to analyze every historical romance I'm reading, but we're reading these books for the how many millionth time, some of us, and we want to analyze it. Otherwise, I just read the book and I'm like, yeah, that scene's not for me. Move along. But don't just say like, oh, I wish that makes me uncomfortable. Yes. If you weren't uncomfortable by it, then maybe you need to examine yourself. And this is coming from the dark romance.
And that's kind of how I feel about the beginning of A Hunger Like No Other. I read that this week. And like, all of the decisions that Cressley Cole made were made for a reason, and I could see the reason why those decisions were made. Do I agree with them? Would they have been my choice? Probably not. But I can easily understand why she made those choices, especially after I read the entirety of the book. Like it all fell into place and made sense.
Yeah, that's what good writing to me is as well.
But I was also warned of the dubiousness of Hunger.
And I think that anyone who wasn't warned of the dubiousness of the Duke and I just wasn't paying attention, because I so much out there. I
didn't see any warning when I read it like 2 or 3 years ago.
No, and I agree with that. I read it when I was 16, but then again, I didn't take it as shocking back then either. Like I wasn't as aware. My point is, this time around, people who are reading it for the first time, I feel like all of
no excuse. I've been warned.
Yeah, that's what I know about that one. People, because I didn't get that warning a couple. And this was obviously pre-show happening because so nobody was talking about it, and I just I think it's a worthy discussion to have. I totally can see both sides of it, and I think also like I think if you don't know about it somehow, like that's a shock to the system because I don't feel like you're expecting it in a historical that's not marketed as like a dark historical in any capacity. Like when I read The Sea of Ruin, I know going in, like that's going to have stuff.
Yes.
When I pick up a Julia Quinn,
I'm
not expecting that.
But I think that's why it's bold as hell, because
it is 100%.
The stuff brought up, it's still not done in a graphic manner that's like a whatever. It's done in a more romantic-ish thing. And then you're like, wait, why? What's going on? This is a married couple already. What's going on? That's where it comes up for me, where I'm like, that's why this book is bold, is because we are talking about consent in a marriage that, number one, doesn't come up in historicals, and number two, barely comes up in contemporary now.
Right. So that's something that really should come up more.
Oh, that's why I think it's bold and amazing. And it was in the year 2000. And the same conversations we're having now, like we had back then, I just had them a little differently. I was still like, wow, that's really messed up to my friend. And we like moved along. Whereas now it's only when I see people reviewing, they're like, I don't like the choice the author made. I'm like, well, yeah, because you're not supposed to like the choice the character made. Like it's horrible. It's a horrible thing that happened. Yes. But the author chose to do that, like she's telling that story. So that's like, it's fine if you take a star down because you're like, this book isn't for me and I can't recommend it, blah, 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 because of this. But to say, well, I think
and that's like,
could have been done.
That's part of why I warn people, like when I'm talking about Christine Feehan books, especially, it's like, okay, these books aren't going to be for everybody. They're super alpha male. There's dominance things going on. And I know that's not everybody's cup of tea. I personally don't mind a little bit of dominance and a little bit of alpha. Like it's just a personal taste of mine and I enjoy it in my fiction. Would I want that in my actual husband? Probably not, because I have a cinnamon roll husband. But anyway, it's one of those things where you just, it's a taste thing. And, in dark romances, you're going to get a lot different kind of heroes and kinds of things as well. So
yeah. And I think like to wrap it up, I just meant to say this one is less controversial for that reason. It's much more fun.
I think I like that one more also overall.
But I think that, yes, and that's true. And that's what I came to realize with my reread. I just felt like in my vlog, I had to be honest that like, hey, the reasons I think this is being attacked, I think we're missing the point. But for me, I didn't keep it at a 5-star, but it had nothing to do with the scene. It had to do with more of how I think the story overall was put together. Gotcha. But anyway, my point is like, yes, in dark romance, we know we're getting into that, but that doesn't mean that those kind of conversations or sexual experiences or taboos can only be in dark romance.
Right.
Because I think you're going to reach.
They should be having them in all of them.
Right. You're reaching a much wider base by having this be in a historical romance that's about to be made into a TV show. And I hope that it brings up what domestic abuse or assault can look like and still be a valid kind of assault without having to blow up your whole marriage. Like, hey, let's talk about it. Like, this was not cool what happened and don't ever do it again. Like,
right.
You don't just have to cancel someone for something when the heart behind it was not like, I'm trying to mess us up.
Right.
But the thing you did was horrible and it deserves to be addressed. Oh, there's Crystal. Okay.
Crystal! All right. Well, on that note, let's actually do a sprint. Let's go for 20 minutes. So we'll stop at it would be 30-minute mark. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. How did everybody do?
Got my 4-minute announcement video edited.
Yeah. Me, not that great.
The description's done.
TikTok. The description for announcement videos is always a pain in the ass, though. Like, that usually takes longer to put together the video.
Honestly, a lot of the time that's so true.
I mean, I just went and stole Jen's. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, well. Glad you didn't do that. I mean, that's nice.
That's a lot of fun.
Well, I'm glad. Happy to do it. I'm super excited about it. I got my prompts all figured out to hit 19 of the 21. I'll be able to do.
I gotta go through and figure out what I'm even gonna be reading in December, let alone figuring out if any of the prompts would work.
There's literally
they're very flexible.
Oh yeah, I left it. I purposely picked like the easiest ones. The only two that I like literally can't do is a library book because I don't do any libraries, nor can I like I just don't. And number 2, read a book outside your comfort zone. Don't really have one of those.
That would be me like reading a horror, but when it comes to romance, there's not.
Yeah.
You could read like an inspirational.
Yeah, maybe I'll read a lot of those. Yeah, I have a couple poetry books. So, but I still figured it out. Here, I'll show you guys this. So I made a double board. You can't tell like from here. I'll take a picture, but I basically did a 9 square and cut it in half so that I have 18. And then the ones that were left over are just down here on the bottom. And yeah, I can literally do double blackout and just do 2. But hey, as being the person who, you know, put it together, it's not like I didn't weight things on my side by picking super easy ones. So, but also they are.
I mean, that was like that was part of the discussion, was picking easy-ish prompts for people. Yep. There's no fun when a readathon's prompts are like, oh.
Yeah, that's kind of why when we were building Love in the Night, I'm like, okay, what are some easy things that might overlap?
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to read 9 books in the week. Yep. I mean, I'm probably going to get all 9 read because I'm an idiot and chose 600-page books.
And then even on top of that, to have it build your own, it's like if you can't stack it for yourself, I mean, that's okay. You can make it hard if you want it to be hard. But I was like, I just want it to literally be like, it's going to be the end of the year. It's been a shitty year. Let's just make it as easy as possible. And I mean, like I've said, like I'm rereading books in December, plus like 5 new releases that I want to read. Make this easy for me. So excited about it. But otherwise, I only read 5 pages for productivity wise, but they're steamy pages because I'm at the first kiss finally, and it's oh boy.
Woo.
Because newer Julia Quinn, not as steamy as older Julia Quinn. She's just not. Like the newest, the Bridgerton prequel books, not as steamy as her older ones. And even within that, she's not a high level steam. Like she's like a PG-13 to rated R level steam anyway. And then there's a scene like this where it's just a kiss. And I'm sitting here like, I'm on screen, just calm down. I'm like, Anthony, boy, you just do it for me. So there's that. But I love it so much.
I'm glad.
I beat you, Jen. I only read 3 pages. Well, you know. I mean, when you're doing a productivity live stream or like a reading live stream, like we're doing it to hang out. You know, like if I was hanging out with my friend, I read with my friends and I don't have the best reading I've ever done, but it's I read alone enough in my life. I read alone 99% of my life these days.
Yeah.
So if I only get through 10 pages with you guys, I don't care. I'd rather be with you. Also, it's my lunchtime.
Well, I did get the 3 NetGalley reviews I needed to get done. So those are done. And now I'm working on uploading my first half of my Love in the Night vlog. So I've got like the first, I guess it's 4 days, and then I'll have the last 3 in a different vlog. Oh.
Renee, I ordered some books on Amazon. That is a productivity sprint.
Seriously.
I did myself. So one of the treats I'm doing for myself too is that all the books on my reread list, I'm buying physical copies of all the ones I don't have. So yesterday I got to order 6 and spent like not $1,000. Jeez, they're not that $100.
I was like, whoa, $6? That's a lot.
$100 on them. And I was like, this feels so good because I can justify the reason for it because I need that. It's great.
I love Dylan so much. He's currently reading Hot and Badgered by Shelley Lawrenson. And so Berg is a bear, and it's just the best. I love it. It makes me happy.
What do you mean by that, Monet? Do you mean if I just don't like them, or if I have a problem with their character choices? Because they're two different things. The first one, if I just don't like them, like honestly, it's not because they're doing anything I don't like, then I probably DNF the book because if they're annoying me that much, then I'm not enjoying the story. I'm not going to get what the author gets at me. If it's the other thing, I don't like them because of then I'm probably not supposed to like them. Like if I'm not liking them because of choices they're making, the author is probably doing that to me. And then it depends on how they finish the arc. Like if they finish the arc and make me change my mind, then you did your job with the book. Like that. The only example that's popping in my head is Sea of Ruin right now because I've been talking about it all the time. But there's this character. They are our enemy. We're supposed to hate them. But by the end of the book, I understand what their motivations were, and I will die for them. But if I just don't like a character I'm reading because it's a contemporary and I don't like them or whatever, I'm probably getting rid of the book because I read for character more than plot. So that's my answer. How about you guys?
I feel the same way. I DNF if I'm not enjoying a character.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like an obvious, they're just annoying, not like a purposely bad character.
Oh, okay. So she answered, a woman in a book I'm reading is not wanting to date a great guy because of her grandfather. Well, that's probably the plot of that book.
Yeah, I would say that sounds like it's a.
So if you're not enjoying that, you're probably not going to enjoy the book long term.
Yeah, I would just DNF and move on.
Yeah, I mean, if
you're not enjoying it,
short for bad books, guys. Life is too short.
Seriously,
that goes for what I'm saying too. Of if you're not liking something about a book, get rid of the book. You don't have to justify anything. Like NetGalley books, I give a little bit longer to win me over, just because I'm trying to review them. But even with them, I only give it to a certain percentage. And if I don't like it, you don't read 650 books a year. No, I'm just kidding. I don't expect. You don't read as much as any of us do if you hold on to it. But I used to never DNF a book. It would just push me into a reading slump because I would only be focused on the one book. And you're just putting yourself in the head, reading one page.
And that's why sometimes with a readathon, when I stall and it's I really don't want to pick up this book, I just pick up other things and keep going the same vein. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm I have 2 600+ page books left. I might just change up my TBR and just have fun.
Right. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
We only have 3 days left.
Exactly.
Who is it in our group? Is it Tamika who says she lives by her TBR? It might be her. I was talking to her about it because she's
so I think the reason she does the TBR, but she has it it's a big variety, is because she's doing it for videos. So she'll have I need to read these books for a video, whatever, and it helps her keep reading. I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, and that's why I don't end up doing vlog. I get a lot of people who ask me to do those, who are hey, you read 3 of whatever, and I'm yeah, but I don't like that. So
right.
I'm sorry, I can't make a vlog out of it. The vlogs I've done recently have been historical romance, but I don't pick the books ahead of time. I'm just I'm gonna read this kind of book. And I'll just read whichever one I want to. And then
when I do mine, I take probably 2 weeks to do it in total.
That's true too.
Often. Yeah. I space it out so that way I can still mood read in between if I'm not feeling that trope a lot. Since I do those reading the trope videos, or somebody picks my TBR videos, those, I try to just kind of space it out more. But otherwise I'm not. That's my only themed reading in a month. It's one or the other of those. And that's usually 3 to 5 books.
Usually when I do something themed, it's either for a readathon or I have my Try 3 series where I read the first 3 volumes of a manga series and give my thoughts on it. And those are just kind of reaction blogs. And those are quick enough that I can just kind of do them in one sitting. And and read all 3 at the same time. And it's like, yeah, I'm digging the story. No, I'm not, kind of a situation.
Right. And I think that's fair. And I think like what Izzy said, that's true. Because I just get too impatient. Like, I don't like my blogs to take that long. But if I want to try doing that, that's the way I would do it. Is just, within this month, I'm going to try to do this thing. Because my mood just changes so much. And I can even tell, like, this week, you guys will be shocked. I've only read 5 books this week.
What? Who are you and what have you done?
I know, because I've been annotating and I've been going slowly. Because, like, I was reading, and I'm reading this one, and I'm reading Shanna right now. I just started Shanna last night, which I'm thoughts coming. I like it so much. But
that's one that's on my TBR. I'm really intrigued about, so I can't wait to hear what you think.
We can talk later. It's interesting.
Okay.
But those I have to read somewhere. So I have to be focused, and the only time I can really do that is at night. And so I've only been listening to one book during the day. So it's a Thursday, and I've only read 5 books. That is, I know. Right. You know what's wrong?
It's super shocking.
I'm actually
happy. Shannon, I know, is really long. It's like
650 pages.
Yeah. It's a long and chunky one.
Boom. I'm 70 pages in, and that's how little it looks.
Yeah.
But I have actually 4 copies of this book because I kept finding pretty copies of it.
Wow.
It's a re-release too in a mass market. And I'm like, man, that's
I believe I have the mass market. Let me go grab it.
Yeah. It's beautiful. But that one thrift store, Izzy, that I got those ones that had that copy. And then I also have one of the it's a really fragile one, so I don't open it or anything. Yeah. And then I also have the new mass market. Everyone's I love it. I love it. Yep, that's one I have. Yep, and that's the small version of the one that I have.
So we all have different versions?
No, do you have the big one? So mine has the red cover.
Mine is 666 pages.
Hold on a second. Yeah, see, so I have that copy and this one and then that one. I have all 3 of those. Mine is...
I have the Flame and the Flower in a special project that's coming next year, and I cannot wait.
Boy, mine is.
This has 662 pages.
Okay, so they're all the same. What? Since we just.
But the type is little itty bitty tiny.
Yeah. Oh, this.
That's why, and I see. That's the thing. This one has the big margins because I'm writing in this one. So I try to find one like this, which it's one of the reasons I got the Bridgerton hardbacks too, besides they're beautiful, is because I can't write in the paperbacks. I don't got enough room. So this one has big space for me, but
for sure.
It's an interesting setup to this book. So I'm 70 pages in it, and the big one of my friends from my hometown, she's the same age as my sister. When I was for my niece's birthday, we started talking about Bridgerton and stuff. And then we started talking about historical romance. And she said Shanna is her favorite of all time.
Interesting.
And so then I was like, well. And also I don't get as tiptoey around stuff if there is, obviously, because I'm do it.
Besides, it's old enough. I'm sure there will be problematic.
It's like reading Joanna Lindsay.
The Flame and the Flower. What?
Like reading Joanna Lindsay. I'm not expecting a 5-star read out of any of the old books I go back to. I'm expecting 3 stars, but I'm expecting it to be an interesting journey because of the history.
So so far, the thing that is interesting is the writing style. This is definitely written. Yeah. One of mine has the map.
I was like, what is
mine has a map.
Look at what
I love a good map.
Yeah, and this is 19.
It does have an intro by Lisa Kleypas, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine does. One of those. But it starts with a poem that, so anyway, so the only thing so far that is I read for 2 hours and I only read 70 pages, which that's for me.
It's dense writing, I can tell.
Because it's written like a classic.
Yeah.
Because it's set in
it'd probably take me a good week.
It was really cool because it actually starts on November 18th. And I was like, oh, this is like atmosphere. I like it. And I know they go to the Caribbean. But anyway, you should probably start another sprint. I just want to talk with you all the time because I'm lonely. But I know that you have a
all right. So obviously Jen's going to be reading this next sprint. Izzy, since you finished your editing, what are you going to be working on?
I'm going to start editing my vlog for Love in the Night. Start pre-assembly for what I have so far.
Good idea.
Because I usually try to do that like every 2 to 3 days when I'm vlogging.
Yeah. So I've got part 1. It's all edited and ready to go. So I'm getting it. I'm going to work on the thumbnail and getting it starting to upload to YouTube and getting like the description written, like all of that.
So I did all that while
as soon as we finish here.
For the last one, I was like, I'm just gonna keep making the thumbnail and do this now. Be done.
So true.
Schedule.
All right.
Friday, guys.
Yeah, let's go till like 5 after the hour.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a bathroom break.
Okay. All right.
Already? That was
How
so
did everybody
fast.
do this sprint? It went by fast, yeah.
Yeah.
A little too fast. I got all the prep work done for the vlog. So basically like downloading my date things and getting all the covers together, starting the project. No actual editing yet though.
That's good.
But I'll take it.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you, Jen?
Again, getting distracted. It's good. I just honestly, this one, there's so much to highlight in this one. I just love it. Writing and everything. This couple is so totally different. I can't wait. Can't wait to talk about it. It's gonna be great. Yeah, but otherwise, it's good.
Good. Well, I got the thumbnail done, and I got. Am I delayed for you guys?
Yeah.
Just like a smidge.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, because you guys are delayed to me, so there's a delay somewhere. Anyways, so yeah, I've got the video uploading. I got the whole description done. Yay. Thankfully, I had most of the information I needed, like in places, other places. So I was able to just copy and paste and put it all together and then throw the few other things I needed to in there. And I got the thumbnail done. So that's all working in the background. So hi to anybody who showed up that I haven't seen yet. So how many pages did you get done, Jen? You really
like
are
5
down.
The whole, yeah. Well, I'm doing, yeah. I was like posting stuff and things, so. But that's okay. I'm enjoying it.
Sometimes that's nice to slow things down and take your time.
Right.
I like to do that sometimes, at least.
But yeah. Yeah. I'm also just like, oh, I want it to be Friday already.
Right? Because this is basically my Friday. I've had my one work day for this week, and everything else is just YouTube this week. So
nice.
It's good. I'll take it.
We're almost there, Jen. We're halfway to Friday.
Right? Yeah. Mostly mine is I have like a pretty big presentation tomorrow, our monthly presentation. And so it's more so that I like it won't feel like Friday till I'm like done with that.
Yeah.
And then I can be excited about it. But it's not anything. This is still another weekend. Like my quarantine's done on Tuesday. And then if I haven't gotten sick at that point, which I think we're good for that anyway, I have I have a dental surgery on Thursday. So a week from today, I have to get all of my wisdom teeth and 1-2 other teeth out as well that I'm getting implants in. So need to pre-film some stuff.
Yeah.
Know how bad it'll be, because there's some people, because mine aren't impacted. I don't have any complications that they can see. But either way, I'm not going to want to talk for a day or two.
Yeah, you're going to be pretty drugged up.
Right.
Yeah. So like when I only had 2 wisdom teeth when I got mine out. I just had my mouth is too small.
Yeah. Literally,
they're like, your body was like, you have no room. So I just got my 2 bottom ones, and it was a fun time.
Right. And
a lot of applesauce.
That's my favorite. Like, I had a friend who he went back to work the next day, and then I had a friend who she got dry socket and was like, then was sick on top of it, and she like bad kind of sick, and so she got infected in her sockets, and so I'm like, well, I don't think it'll be that bad.
No, I think you just need like
the middle. So I'm thinking Thursday, Friday next week, just in case.
You'll be good.
Yeah. I ended up having a really easy wisdom teeth experience. All 4 of mine were bone impacted, so I had to be like put under before they took it out. Like, I don't want to hear anything. Just put me under.
And see, I wish I
first time I was ever put under in my life for any sort of procedure, and
I don't remember anything from mine.
Like, I was eating hamburgers the next day. Like, mine was super easy.
Right. And like my best friend, she's staying over the night before to take me there because I'm taking drugs like before I go over. And then, which is kind of like what happened because I had LASIK at the beginning of this year. Right. And that's like what happened too. Like, I took the pill at home and my friend drove me. And then they gave me another thing when I was there and did it. And I just walked out like, I'm so cool. I had like gangster glasses on because they put you on. So I just was feeling really cool. If you watch the vlog for when I got that, oh my God. I was like, I told my friend, I was like, I am cognizant enough to know that I want you to record me because I want to know what's happening.
Right.
But I don't remember getting home either time the 2 times I've been knocked out. So that's fun. I just remember like waking up. I remember my mom laughing at me because like I was dribbling food like a baby because like I was so numb that day. And she thought it was hilarious. But I think I just slept in a recliner for the day. Like, I literally remember nothing.
They put me on Vicodin after my wisdom teeth. And I was a raging like mean bee. Like, every mean thing about every human being I saw in my life. And I'm like, I'm never going to take this again.
Yeah. Well,
so I just did like my extra strength ibuprofen and I was fine. Like, I really didn't have a lot of pain. I got really lucky.
Yeah.
So.
Right. And I know for mine, like, I won't be able to suck a milkshake, Laura. I have to eat it because of where I'm getting it. Like, I can't suck it.
You won't do straws for a while.
Right. So I like have a diet plan worked out, but it's like all of them, you don't have the ease of just being able to suck it up. You need to have liquids and then you have to spoon them. And depending on how swollen, because that's the thing, my friend who was swollen, she could only open her mouth like this much. So it's like you need a straw, but she also had to still like.
Yep.
Honestly, one of my favorite things that I ate with my wisdom teeth was KFC potatoes because they're so liquidy. You can like slurp them down, but it's like.
I literally have mashed potatoes.
And you just stick a spoon in your mouth and you go. You just.
Yeah. I have protein steaks, a couple smoothies, and like potatoes and a couple soups. That's what I have. And I'm assuming that at the end of it will be enough and then I'll be able to go. But not looking forward to it, but also excited to get it done.
As long as you can fit a spoon in your mouth, you're fine.
Yeah, you want to get it done, so it's done.
Right, right. And my biggest thing is like, I'm getting that. There's a tooth I'm kind of like self-conscious about because it's visible in some of my stuff now. So they're doing all that at once. So I'm excited to.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So I'm excited. Well, they were like.
Angry Shay is something she keeps under very tight wraps. We'll just put it that way because Angry Shay is not someone you want to mess with.
You ate so much applesauce. Yeah. I do have applesauce too, but I just love applesauce. I literally have one of the big jugs of cinnamon.
Yeah, I usually have a huge thing.
Okay. I wish I didn't because it has way too much sugar for my pre-diabetes, but I love it.
I'm pre-diabetic too. I just found out last week.
Mine's getting better because that was from the beginning of everything. But now I've been stalled out for a year with COVID and my plan isn't working. But anyway, that's my life. So it's good. But yeah, are we?
But at least you're not like gaining it back. So that means you're still doing something, right?
Right. But my like the internal health stuff is stalled out too, is the thing. Because I haven't put on weight because I eat less, but I haven't been eating good during this time at all. So
got it.
That's more like we're more worried about like my blood pressure and blood sugar and stuff. And you can still be a good weight and still have those issues if you're not eating good. So I'm just too damn lazy with it. That's why I have a personal trainer to yell at me Like I need to be yelled at. That's why I pay her. Because I'm like, I'm just too damn lazy. And the point is I need someone to make me care about it. So that's what I did. Yep. I mean, diabetes, it is the most common disease that you have in the
right. And mine is purely because I've not been taking care of myself, and I know that.
It is definitely
because I am literally like 0.1% in the pre-diabetic range. Like I am barely there. So we're catching early.
But it can only get worse if we don't do something about it. And that's what I was like at a 27-year-old. Well, I started this journey, I was 25, is I was like, I don't want to worry about it later. But anyway, that's
do it now than later. That's for sure.
And I'm able to. Like, that's the thing. My body isn't broken. Like, I work out hard. Like, I'm super, like, the amount of muscle I put on, because since I'm taking my fat into muscle, I'm like so much more than I ever did before. And that's a boost. Like, even if it's slow changes, it's like I can tell that I feel better. But because of that, now during COVID, I can tell that I don't feel better. And then it's the mental part again. Like, when we're stuck at home all the time, like, our minds need to be sharp. Like, we need to be on.
It's part of why I bought myself a treadmill.
Yeah.
How old did you think I was, Heather?
I just asked her that.
I see that. I know. To be fair, I'm like one of the babies on here. All y'all are like successful. And I'm just like, I mean, I'm not unsuccessful, but I'm like, I'm 27.
I'm older than you, Heather, and so is Shay. So
yeah.
It's fine. No one thinks it's great. It's a fun time party. I mean, I'll love it when I'm 40. I know. But
right. No one thinks I'm as old as I am until I'm starting to talk about it and date myself with references. Like, then people are like, wait, how old are you?
I know.
I love that. I love that so much because I relate to you guys more, you know?
But like, it's weird because I feel like
you call yourself old, Crystal. I don't. Sorry.
Yeah, I get asked if my parents are home or if I live in a house. That's fun. I've had that question.
Well, you are in the basement all the time.
Is this your home?
Or where it looks like a basement room to us. I know it's probably not, but
no, it's my loft upstairs, but it's where my office is because Dave has he has to have his own like closed door room.
Right. I mean, I think
so tell us how old you are in the chat because
that's cool.
For YouTube content creators, and I know that.
Crystal is fit as hell. Like, look at her Insta stories. And I watch her lift, and I'm like, God,
I know. It's amazing.
So hot. And
seriously. I'm just not. And Crystal's older than I am.
I got a freshman in college as a kid. And I'm like, shut up, Crystal. Quit bragging. Quit bragging.
Yeah, she did.
That's great, though. I mean, whenever you want to. Whenever. Everyone's life is.
I mean, I got married young, too. So.
Right.
I got married young, got divorced pretty young, and got remarried pretty young.
Right. I just also have like, I'm not just going to marry whoever to do it. I'm not saying that's what you guys did. I'm just saying my family members are like, I used to, and my dad, don't put on them. And you'll be like, are you telling me that my child needed to get married and have a baby just to be okay with you?
And that's like never, ever, ever, ever rush it. I got lucky. Those of us that are married to people we've been with for like 12 plus years are the minority. I feel like most people I know, like I can't tell you how many people I know right now that were married for a year, 2 years, and are getting divorced because of COVID stuff.
Right.
And other things or politics.
COVID strengthened my marriage. So I'm living my best life.
I think that there are people who hadn't been around each other as much as they have had to be during this.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Steve and I were thriving on all the time together. So
right.
Our biggest.
Then again, this is the epitome of my marriage. This shirt.
That's right. Find someone you can be nerdy with forever.
I'm with my books. Got him with his video games. Like this is just us. He actually bought the shirt because it's so us.
Yeah, and we just had our 10-year wedding anniversary, so like, yeah.
It's amazing. I love you guys.
12 years together?
And it's not even a thing of like, I'm not being picky or staying away. It's just like, well, number one, I'm just pretty isolated.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And before COVID, like I have a smaller group of friends because I trust them and like love that group of people. And I'm also like, I just believe I'd rather be single always than like get entangled with someone that is not right for it. If romance is anything.
Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, I strongly encourage all of my friends to take their time and figure that out. And it's been a lot, let me tell you, in the time we've been together, and we got through it. So I'm like, cool, we're good. Most likely like nothing's going to throw us off. But I have friends who've been like rushing the trying to find someone game, and it's not going well.
Yeah, it doesn't go well.
I'm like, just let it go. It'll happen when it happens.
When I got married to my first husband, because of where I live, even though I was 22 when we got married and 21 when I met him, I was feeling a lot of pressure to get married because that's what happens in Utah. People get married young. Mm-hmm. I felt left behind by a lot of my friends. Here was this guy who was giving me a lot of attention. He asked me to marry him. I felt comfortable. I said yes. And he was not portraying himself like in who he truly was. Mm-hmm. He was who he was to appease his parents, basically, is the easiest way to describe it. So we obviously grew apart because we wanted different things. So
yeah,
I tried very hard for 5 years to make that marriage work. We were in counseling for almost a year. Like, I have no regrets ending the marriage. I know he's happy and married to somebody else now, and I'm happy and married to the best person for me. So don't rush it. Be patient. Wait for your right.
100%. If I knew someone, I'd hook you up with him, Jen. Don't worry. I just don't.
Right?
No one, like, this is the thing. No one I know that's single, like the guys, are good enough for any of my friends. So I would never.
Right.
I get this question a lot, so I'm just going to answer it right now. Yes, I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is the Mormon church as it's commonly known. And yes, I wear the magic underwear. There's those questions answered right there. I'm happy to like talk to anybody who wants to talk about it sometime, but like, I'm just me. I have no freaking idea.
Move to Utah, Jen. There you go.
Move to Utah. I'll line you up.
I visited. My best friend lived in Salt Lake for 3 years, and it was beautiful. I will tell you that. But
no, Utah's a beautiful place, but the people in Utah are not always the best people.
Nice. Well, are we gonna? Sorry to again. Did you want to do another one? Or are we not? Or
yeah, we can totally do one more. I was actually just gonna wait till 30 and just do one more.
Okay, sorry.
We can chat for a few more minutes. We're good.
Perfect. I just have to go back to work at 1, so I can. Have time. But anyway,
so we'll do one more 20-minute sprint starting at 30, I think. So we can for a few more minutes.
Yes. Yeah, so question. Sorry to change the subject from totally talk about.
No, you're totally good.
Just saw in an online group, someone told me about a mini series called A Teacher on Hulu.
Okay.
And it's a student teacher destructive romance with Rooney Mara. Is it Rooney? Rooney Mara. And I don't know the guy's name, but I recognize his face. And so I looked at the trailer of it and I was like, oh my God, this looks like a book or something. It's, of course, not.
I wonder if it is based on a book.
Oh, I didn't even check, but I'm sure that it is. I actually think it's based on a true story more because it's a female teacher with a senior in high school. So just wondering if anyone heard about it. Because I watched the trailer and I was like, I'm probably not going to watch it just because, number one, it's probably not an HEA situation, which it shouldn't be. It should not. Let me
right.
It shouldn't be. But then I don't want to watch it just to watch it be like, oh, they're having sex and then her life gets destroyed, which it should be if you're a real teacher. But just wondering if anybody had, because the trailer for it's pretty sexy. And then I'm like, nope. There's a reason why I only read about books where this happens and not real life.
I don't know if I want to watch it on screen when it comes to that kind of dynamic.
No. But anyway, just want to put it out there. It's a Hulu miniseries. That's called A Teacher. So anyway, the more you find out anyway. I found that out in the Twisted Bitches Facebook group, which I love.
Sorry, I'm responding to lots of comments.
No, you're fine. I'm just like, whoa. You found another one.
Another what?
Melissa's more, we're not as active, but still.
Right. Mm-hmm.
When I used to be in the planner.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of us who like openly talk about, you know, what I talk about on my channel.
Yeah, well, that's, you know? I mean, that's why I asked you.
We were all raised that everything behind me was porn. So, like,
I mean, I was like, so are you or not? Because
I am not your typical member of the Church of Jesus Christ of
Ireland. Would not be on YouTube talk. They may talk about it with me in private, but not on YouTube broadcasting.
But not on a public platform like
yes. So I was like, that's why I had to ask you. I was like, well, I have to know. I'm curious. I just feel like I was in the planner community and there's a lot of Mormon like members in the groups there too. So it's always interesting. I'm like, oh look, there's more of you. I just like they're all so quiet. Like it's great.
I mean, yeah.
I live in the South. I am very used to like aggressive Southern Baptists. So I'm just always like, wait, what? Y'all are like constantly shoving it in the face. Like, I'm sure it's different if you live there and you're not a member too, that people are like more into.
Yeah. Like seriously, Christian religions, like honestly, I'm surprised that I still have my calling, as they call it. So I teach. I instruct the women on some of the doctrine, like once a month kind of a situation. And like, I'm surprised I still have my calling with my platform. I'm guessing most of them are they just don't know I have it.
Like my thing too, mine's like twofold because number one, when my channel started, which is when I told everyone about it, because I was the overly optimistic, told everyone I did fantasy, YA and fantasy. And I read historical romance or stuff. And when I did start reading romance, right, I've shared this, like I didn't put it on my Goodreads or like I didn't count those books. And so I have a few friends that still watch my channel, but for the most part, they eventually like, when I didn't blow up and become a superstar in 2 weeks, which I knew was going to happen, like my friends didn't watch my videos. And then back in January, when I hit the threshold and was trying to get monetized, I had some friends who would constantly have my videos on for me because they're wonderful. But in general, like, until the incest video came out, nobody in my family like watched my videos anymore. Except my dad would watch them now and then, which I know everyone freaks out. But like my dad's the one who sent the incest video to my aunt and was laughing about it. That's what happened. He's like, look at the books that she's reading. And my aunt freaked out and went Bible thumper on me, even though my dad, who's
honestly, Melissa, I have almost done this like 4 different times.
But what?
I think that would be, I would watch it.
Biography depicts the church in a really kind of negative light from what I've heard. So I'm really interested to see how they portray how accurate it actually is, being somebody who's native to the area. And
yeah, I would be interested to see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I could see also that being hard because it is an LGBT title. So
yeah,
that I think, I mean, I would imagine it'd be like basically be like putting a gay kid in a Southern Baptist church, right? Like it's not going to be a positive reflection of that group. But I don't know. I think that would be an interesting video, and I would watch it personally as someone who is not religious. But
yeah.
You know,
I mean,
don't do it if you're not comfortable doing it.
One of these days, I'll get the guts to do it.
Yeah. I think it would be different for like, I guess I just don't have the like, I mean, I talk all the time too. I'm a believer. I have talked about my faith on my channel off and on all the time, but it doesn't affect how I enjoy books. But also I feel like it's not as high stakes for me because I don't, you know, like I'm not doing things where people are going to say like, oh, we're questioning your faith for it. I mean, individuals or random people who watch my videos might do that. And I'm just like, you don't know me. Me and Jesus, we good. I don't need to talk to you about it.
Exactly. That's just it. Religious things like your relationship with whatever higher power you believe in is totally personal.
Yeah. That's how I live my life. It's all your choice. As long as you don't try and convert me, we're good. It's when it's when the Southern Baptist roommate sits me down that we start having issues.
Right.
Exactly.
Of like, I'm never trying to convert anyone, but I would be foolish not to know that my beliefs will color how I will look at stuff. So I'm very careful when I'm analyzing things. Am I feeling it's that way because of how I was raised, or do I just feel that way? You know, so I just think it's only a problem if you can't acknowledge your bias. Like, I know what my biases are towards certain things, but I can still read the story and be like, okay, I understand where this is coming from, and still enjoy it. But
yeah.
All right.
Let's do one last sprint for 20 minutes.
Sounds good.
We will end at 51. All right. How did everybody do that last sprint? Did you get done what you wanted to get done today?
Did better this
Jen,
time.
did you read?
That's good.
Oh, good.
Yep. Yep.
I started editing. I've got a couple clips in. I'm already on Tuesdays. Y'all, this vlog's gonna be a mess when it comes out on Sunday, and it's okay. I'll have read like everything in like 3 days. I feel like is what's gonna happen.
I got a lot read in the first 4 days. I'm proud of myself. So we'll see how I do the last 3 days, considering I've got 2 books this size that I'm hoping to get read by then. So
we'll see what happens. You'll do it because you will. You're like Jen.
Probably. And so this is just serving as my episode of the Black Dagger Brotherhood reaction vlog, like, because I'll just read these 2 and maybe I've got my buddy read I need to finish. That's my sequel book. So I did that the first set of sprints, Crystal. I got caught up on writing reviews.
Yeah. I was just talking with Jessin about that yesterday because she was like behind in writing a bunch of hers. And she's been trying to do one for, or has done one for every book she read this year. And I'm just like, girl, you're awesome. Because I only do them for NetGalleys. And that's something I want to change a little bit. Or if they're a favorite. Like I'll do one for a favorite. That's something I want to try next year is to like not do one for every book because y'all, that's not going to happen. But just because so many
I usually write a couple thoughts after each book. I try to put like a couple thoughts after each book.
Right.
Doesn't always
I just want to have like maybe a minimum number a month, like just as one of my goals. Just say, you know, I want to make sure that I wrote intelligent reviews about at least 3 books a week out of the 15, you know, and not like saga worth, but just like something. So that I have more of that because
I feel like
them and that's it.
When I love a book, I write a longer review because I feel like I have more to say about it.
Right.
Like the average books, I'm just like, yeah, I liked it. These characters are great. This was good about it. Moving on.
Yep.
So some of my reviews are really short and others are longer. It just depends on what's going on with the book.
Right. That's one of my end goals for the year is to read the next. I only have 5 left open because I haven't been asking for as many.
I've cut back on the amount I'm asking for, but I've still got a lot.
Right. And I have currently, unless I get more accepted, I only have 5 left. And all of those books don't come out till 2021. So my goal is to get those ones done by this year and have it like cleaned out.
Yeah, next year, I'm
going to be much more selective about what I pick up on NetGalley next year.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still trying to break into Avon though. Avon denies everyone I ask. I will get St. Martin's and Berkeley.
Do you?
Which is interesting because I end up getting Avon's.
Yeah, I know.
I have a smaller platform than you, so I don't get it.
I don't understand why. And I've like followed their tips. I follow their tips and do it. And I still am like, I'm definitely on like an automatic reject too. Cause I don't even get like, I'll request it. And within like 20 minutes, I'll get rejected.
Oh. So, have you signed up for Edelweiss or no?
No.
Go to Edelweiss and request over there for Avon.
Yeah.
You'll probably get approved over there.
I don't want to add
on one. I go to the other one.
Okay.
You don't have to. I'm just saying. Edelweiss is technically more for librarians for a lot of the review companies.
Okay.
But I have found I get a lot of my Avons on Edelweiss with no issue.
Okay. I mean, if there's ever one that I would like die for it.
You could also email them. I mean.
Right. Well, and that's what I did do that. And out of like, I never heard back from Avon yet. But again, I did what you said and I put the book title in it because the book I asked for from Avon doesn't come out for a longer. Whereas like St. Martin's, I asked for the 3rd Kerrigan Burns, like Devil in My Bed. Yeah. And I heard back from the person in 3 days and she was like, I don't have the e-arcs yet, but as soon as I have it, I'm sending it to you. And that's
what they'll do a lot. Sometimes they won't respond until they get it. and then they'll search their email, and then they'll email you.
Right. So I'm still holding out hope for those ones. And it felt good to do it that way. But obviously, like, using those platforms is like easier.
Yeah.
And here's where I was getting to. My point being is, like, I don't feel like I need to read as many books ahead of time because I read so many books. I like that I read more of the indie authors' books, and I have a lot of indie books that I get to read e-arcs for. And I feel like there's enough people reading the books I asked for. Like, I asked for the Intimacy Project, and I really want an arc for that. But if I don't get it, there's going to be so many people who get that, and we'll be talking about it because it's mainstream-ish, right? So I don't need to read a pre-copy of like Fixer Up. I was one of like 10 people who got an arc for that one, and I only had less than 1,000 subscribers because no one had heard of the series yet.
Yeah, I got an arc for that one too.
Of engagement. Hell no, I didn't, because it was bigger then. But I get ones from Berkeley sometimes. Like, I do. Berkeley, they accepted me when I had less than 1,000 people.
Berkeley's usually pretty good when you email them too if you really want something.
Right. And I did email them for.
But it's just, it's hard. It's also like hard because I personally don't want a lot of ARC physical copies. I would rather an e-ARC for the most part.
Right.
So I feel like everyone else, it's like get on a mailing list to get sent physical copies. And I'm like, I don't.
Because I'm the same. I'm the same. I would read, like, I do. I read all the e-ARCs. That's why I'm getting them. So that's why I asked in all the emails. I was like, you don't have to send me a physical one. I just want this book. Because if I love the book, I will buy my own physical.
Exactly.
I don't need you to send me one that's for a promo for someone just so that I can hold up a pretty one. You know, like, I'll buy your book if I like it because I want to support the author, and I don't want you to give it to me. I'll buy it. But yeah, that's just the thing where, like, I love getting to read the new ones, but like, I get people all the time who are like, how do you get them? And I was like, guys, I don't. Like, do you notice? Like, I don't have those. It's not me. And I feel like people in BookTube who don't even read romance, though, are the ones who get asked to do it because they're bigger channels. And I'm like, they don't even care. They're not going to give it a thoughtful review because they hate romance.
Exactly.
Who love you? Yeah.
Every time I see a big channel getting romance arcs, it does not read romance. And I'm like, we're here. Like, we would take, if somebody reached, I would take them. I'm not going to be like, no, I wouldn't say, sure, I'll do the physical arc. I probably would if it was a book I really wanted to read. But
I even did that with a self-pub author who reached out to me and was like, hey, would you read this? And I was like, you know, I'm not going to get to that book. How about you email this friend of mine who loves those kind of books? And they were like, okay, thanks. Because when it's a self-pub author, they don't know who to send their book to. They're hustling on their own.
Like, I have people trying to send me thrillers and horror books. I'm like, I am for you. Here is a list of people who would be a better fit for your title. And like, I never like give them, I never just turn them down and just say, no, sorry. I always give them someone else to send it to. Would give them a good review because they'll most likely enjoy it. Because I'm not going to waste somebody's time and give them a cruddy review over something I'm not really going to enjoy anyway. So anyways, I know Jen's got to get back to work, and we've been going for a couple hours now. So join me for Productivity Sprints. It's always way more fun to like accomplish things all together. Just everybody do a little better and feel a little better about everything. So thank you all for joining us. And I think I'm going to continue to do these every so often. So hopefully, you know, you guys can catch us next time too. So we'll see you guys later.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.